Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. Welcome to the 2023 U.S. Open Championship Standard Bearer Committee presentation. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Nora Med, and I'm the individual from the USGA Championship Office, specifically responsible for the Standard Bearer Committee. I also want to start off by thanking you all for volunteering. The championship would not be able to operate as successfully as it does every year without your support and your volunteering. Next, I'd like to introduce the committee chairs for the Standard Bearer Committee. We have two this year, Don Lewis Camacho and Tom Lavia. They are both have generously volunteered their time to head the Standard Bearer Committee. Alongside them, the USGA staff that will be assisting them are the championship coordinator for this year, John Ryan Celebrity, Lena Campbell, who is joining us from the 2024 US Open office, and as well as myself. The responsibilities and description for the Standard Bearer Committee include carrying the scoring sign, or what we call the standard, for every group during the championship. So every group will have a standard bearer. You will walk the 18-hole round with the players, and this can last anywhere from 4 to 5.5 hours, depending on the pace of play. When you arrive for the championship starting Monday, June 12th, you will check in at volunteer scoring, which is located players left of the 1st and 10th tee box. For those of you who are familiar with LA Country Club, it is the Caddy Shack. When you enter the championship grounds, there'll be plenty of signage as well as volunteers and USGA staff to help point you in the right direction. The shuttle that you will arrive on from the volunteer parking lot will drop you off directly in front of the main admission gate, which is very conveniently located this year. Please check in 15 minutes before your shift starts. And if you're going to be late or miss your shift for any reason, we please ask that if you find out before 5 a.m. of the day that you're scheduled to volunteer, please email us at 2023usopen@usga.org. And if you happen to find out after 5 a.m. of the day that you're scheduled, please call our championship office at 323-475-1702. Here you can see the course layout and the on-site map for the championship this year. The red star indicates where the shuttle will drop you off. As you can see, it's directly in front of the main admission gate. From there, you can walk over the bridge that'll be over Wilshire Boulevard to take you to volunteer headquarters, as well as scoring HQ. As you can see, is players left of the 1st tee and the 10th tee. More specifically, here's scoring HQ, and there are 3 routes that you can take to arrive to volunteer scoring. The first, you'll start through the main admission gate, walk over the bridge over Wilshire Boulevard, and you will take the first crosswalk that you see directly in front of you, across the 1st fairway, and then you'll cross the 18th fairway, and then walk along the right side of the 18th fairway, up towards the green. And then you'll walk under a few players' bridges, and then you will see volunteer scoring. The second route you can take will include, again, walking over the bridge, making a straight left, walking past the corporate hospitalities and the chalets, and then you'll make a right and cross again over the 1st and 18th fairway. And then you will make a left around the 18th green and walk over to volunteer scoring. The third route, which I do recommend taking if you do arrive in the afternoon or after play has begun, is to, once you cross over the bridge over Wilshire Boulevard, take a straight left, walk all the way down past all the corporate hospitality tents, the chalet, and walk behind the clubhouse and behind player services, and then make a right after the clubhouse up to you'll walk down a hill toward volunteer scoring. And any of these 3 routes will take you to volley scoring. For practice rounds, we are using practice rounds to familiarize all standard bearers with how the shifts will go once we start. Monday, June 12th through Wednesday, June 14th are our practice round days. It'll be a great opportunity for all of you to be trained and become more familiar with the course layout as well as your responsibilities. We ask that you please be on time. Your committee is very specific and has very specific times due to, being assigned to specific tee times. And so being timely is very important. Each standard bearer will be assigned to a group alongside a walking scorer, and you'll be provided a sign, which we call the standard, a holster, an apron, and the numbers that you will change on the standard. You will be walking alongside a walking scorer, and you'll either start on the 1st or 10th tee for practice round days and carry the sign for your assigned group. For championship rounds, being a standard bearer does get a little bit more complicated on the day of the championship rounds because you will be adjusting the scores and the numbers on the standard. It'll be important that once you arrive at the tee box and all the players and caddies are there, that you identify the players. So identify the name on the standard with the player. Either if you'd like, you can write down for yourself, player X is wearing a red shirt and so on and so forth, so you can identify all the players and the caddies. There will be 2 columns on the standard, one for the today score and one for the total score. On Thursday, you won't have to worry about the total because you'll have only played 1 round. You'll only be changing the today side of the standard. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you'll be changing both the today score and the total score. If you ever have questions, your walking scorer is there to guide you and help you. So if you ever have questions regarding what the score is, what a player made on a hole, and what the today score versus the total score would be, they are there to guide you and to assist you. Like I said previously, the first round is Thursday, June 15th. You'll only be using 1 column, the today column. And for rounds 2 through 4, which is Friday, June 16th to Sunday, June 18th, there will be, like I said, a today score and a total score, and they'll be on opposite side of the standard. The blue numbers indicate even or over par. The red numbers indicate under par. So there won't be minuses. There'll only be red or blue numbers. And again, your walking scorer who will be walking alongside you will help you if you ever have any scoring questions. Due to the cut after Friday's round, we will bring down the field to approximately 60 players plus ties, and there will only be 2 players per group versus on Thursday and Friday there will be 3 players. This won't affect the standard bearers so much. It'll only make it slightly easier now that you're scoring for 2 players instead of 3. We ask that you walk alongside your walking scorer. Walking scorers have a lot of experience with USGA championships as well as other professional golf events. Unless you are instructed or told otherwise, please walk along the rope line, but your walking scorer will be able to give you the best instructions as to where to stand and where to walk. When players' status change and when their scores change, we ask that you do that quietly, generally after the players have completed the hole, and without drawing a lot of attention to yourself or inciting the crowd. As a standard bearer, you'll have special access inside the ropes, which very few individuals have. You'll be given a yellow inside the ropes scoring lanyard. This is to allow you access inside the ropes and to walk with your walking scorer. We ask you will be given a Inside the Ropes lanyard when you arrive and check in at volunteer scoring. You must return the lanyard at the conclusion of your shift to a USGA staff member in volunteer scoring or to your committee chair. This is really important. We ask that if you are not volunteering, that you do not take the yellow lanyard outside of volunteer scoring unless you are assigned to a shift. The week of the championship, a few reminders. We please ask that you check in 15 minutes before you're scheduled to start. This will just make sure that you are accounted for, that your committee chair has accounted for you and checked you in when you arrive, as well as if you have any problems getting to volunteer scoring, you'll have time to ask. Please check in at scoring headquarters. If you will be late or cannot make your shift, again, please give us a call. If it's the day that you are scheduled to shift, you are scheduled to volunteer. While you're on duty, you have special access to players and caddies, and so we please ask that you not take advantage of that and to not take autographs or ask for autographs or take photos while you are volunteering and on duty. When your shift has ended, we please ask that you check out with your committee chair, or if your committee chair is not present, with a USGA staff member at volunteer scoring. If we ask that if you see something, please say something, but please remember that you are not security. If you see something that is concerning to you, please let a staff member know or a committee chair. And regarding lost persons, please notify public safety immediately for any lost children. Your committee chair and all USGA staff will have a radio to call in lost persons or if there are any other emergencies during your shift. After your volunteer shift, we really want you to enjoy the championship and take advantage of the fact that it is here in the Los Angeles area. Before or after your shift, you are more than welcome to enjoy the tournament, the championship, and watch golf. You can do that with your volunteer apparel on before or after your shift, but we please ask that when you are not volunteering that you remove your credential so that we know that you aren't acting as a volunteer and in a volunteer capacity. You do not have to change out of your volunteer apparel, though, so you're more than welcome to walk around, enjoy the championship, but please remove your credential when you are not on a shift. When you are ready to go home, shuttles will be available to take you back to the volunteer parking lot, and they will be running on a rotation, and they'll pick you up exactly where they dropped you off in the morning. We encourage all our volunteers to visit volunteer headquarters. In the morning, there'll be breakfast, coffee, light snacks. We ask that you only visit Volunteer HQ when you are scheduled to volunteer, so on the days that you are volunteering. And we encourage you to stop by. There'll be a volunteer raffle that you can enter as well on the days that you are scheduled to volunteer. Volunteer headquarters is located very conveniently to all volunteers this year. It's located to the right of the bridge as soon as you walk off of the bridge. When you enter the grounds, it'll be directly on your right-hand side. So you'll be dropped off where the red square is, and you'll make your way through over the bridge, over Wilshire Boulevard, and volunteer headquarters will be there for you to pick up coffee or pick up any snacks. A few friendly reminders. We can't address a problem if we're not made aware. If you see that there is any issue, if you are personally having any issues, or if there are any safety concerns, please let a USGA staff member know or a volunteer committee chair. Again, please do not attempt to get autographs or take photos while you are on duty. You must wear your volunteer apparel when you are on your shift. And please do not change anything on your apparel or your credential without prior USGA approval. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to us at our email address and our phone number. Our email is 2023usopen@usga.org, and our phone number is 323-475-1702. Thank you again for volunteering. We really can't run and operate the US Open and the championship without all your work, and so we greatly appreciate it. Have a great day.